Hello, my Linians! This is Teacher Rona, and today we're going to discuss the topic, the meaning of philosophy in a holistic perspective. This video tutorial is based from your learning activity sheets in philosophy, Quarter 1, Week 1. So bring out your learning activity sheet as well as your learner's module and turn it to pages 1 to 13. Our learning target for this session is to distinguish a holistic perspective from a partial point of view. Specifically, this lesson aims to, number 1, define the meaning of philosophy in a wider perspective, and number 2, to write a reflection of a concrete situation using holistic understanding. Before we proceed on the lesson discussion, let us start first with a warm-up activity. Let us analyze the conversation of one to his teacher. Teacher, 1. What do you like to be when you grow up? 1. Mom, I want to be happy. Teacher, 1. You did not understand my question. 1. Ma'am, you do not understand what life is all about. So the question now, do you think that one's answer was appropriate for his teacher's question? Timer starts now. Okay, what do you think is the answer? The answer is, one's interpretation of the question is far different from ordinary answers. He was able to think deeper on a wider perspective. The next question is, how is philosophy related to this situation? So timer starts now. Okay, so the correct answer is, philosophy sees a deeper perspective of life. Now let us proceed with the discussion of the meaning of philosophy. So by nature, human beings are inquisitive. We ask questions to try and make sense of our world and experiences. As we grow older, our questions are influenced by experiences and circumstances. We ask serious questions like, why do I have to study? What should I do to achieve my goals? Why did I fail? Did I make the right choice? How do I deal with difficult people? And a lot more. Included to these are where I can find true happiness. Is he or she worth fighting for? Still, there are a lot of questions that make us pause and think. So let us now discuss the meaning of philosophy. Based from the origin or its etymology, the word philosophy comes from the two Greek words. These are philo, which means to love, and Sophia, which means wisdom. Philosophy originally means love of wisdom. So it concerns itself with the most fundamental question about reality, existence, knowledge, values, reason, mind, and life. Philosophy was considered to be the mother of all sciences like history, biology, medicine, mathematics, astronomy, and physics. So to widen our understanding of what philosophy is all about, let us discuss the main branches of philosophy, starting with metaphysics. Metaphysics is the branch of philosophy responsible for the study of existence. It is the foundation of a worldview, and it answers the question, what is real? So metaphysics is considered to be the foundation of philosophy. Without an explanation or an interpretation of the world around us, we would be helpless to deal with reality. Okay, the second one is epistemology. It is the study of our method of acquiring knowledge. So epistemology is concerned with concepts, logical reasoning, as well as thoughts, ideas, memories, emotions, and all other things. And it is also the explanation of how we think, and it is required in order to be able to determine the true from false. Okay, the third one is known as ethics. It is the branch of study dealing with what is proper course of action. It answered the question, what do I do? So in ethics, it is the study of right and wrong in human endeavors. Ethics is also a requirement for human life. It is our means of deciding a course of action because without it, our actions would be random and aimless. The fourth branch of philosophy is known as logic. It is the study of rules, laws, and principles that govern reasoning. So when we speak of logic, it is the correct form of reasoning, and this is also considered to be the foundation of mathematics. And the last one is aesthetics. So it is the science of the beautiful in its various manifestations, such as sublime, comic, tragic, pathetic, and ugly. So the study of value in the arts or the inquiry into feelings, judgments, or standards of beauty and related concepts. Philosophy of arts is concerned with judgments of sense, taste, and emotion. It is a study of beauty and its appreciation. So you have to remember that aesthetics is the science of the beautiful. But the beauty that we are pertaining here is far different from what we traditionally define. It is not only on the something that is desirable to us that we consider to be beautiful. So remember, in aesthetics, we also talk about tragic, comic, pathetic, and ugly. Okay, one good example is when you watch a movie and the ending of that movie is very sad because the actor or the main role died. But you say the movie is beautiful even though it is tragic. And therefore, it is what we call in the science of aesthetics. To widen our understanding of what philosophy is all about, let us differentiate holistic thinking and partial thinking. Holistic thinking refers to a perspective that considers large-scale patterns and systems. It is described as looking at the big picture when analyzing a problem, while partial thinking focuses on specific aspects of a situation. So we can define the two by means of examples. Okay, in holistic, when diagnosing a patient, a doctor needs to look at the big picture. While using the partial thinking, doctors focus on specific symptoms to determine the cause of the patient's illness. So how are we going to differentiate holistic and partial thinking? In philosophy, we use holistic thinking. When we speak of holistic thinking, when we are bound with problem or with a situation, we do not look into the factors alone, but we try to differentiate, we try to see what are the other factors leading into that situation. And that is what we call holistic thinking in order for us to analyze more the situation and we can come up with a better solution for that problem or situation. Great thinkers of the past used their minds to see the whole. They had what we call insights. When we speak of insight, it is seeing with the mind. So to be able to think philosophically, you must learn to look beyond what is immediately before you. Learning to see how a thing is related to everything else. And in doing philosophy entails holistic rather than partial perspective. So with holistic perspective, we are able to see the connectedness of parts to see a meaningful whole. Having a glimpse of the whole allows us to see the meaning of the activities we do every day. To wrap up our discussion, in the meaning of philosophy, it comes from the two Greek words philo, which means to love, and sophia, which means wisdom. Philosophy is a love of wisdom, and it also uses a holistic perspective. There are 5 main branches of philosophy, and these are metaphysics, epistemology, ethics, logic, and aesthetics. At this point, turn your activity sheet to enrichment part. Reminder, do not write anything on this activity sheet. Write your answer on a separate long bond paper. For enrichment activity 1, you are going to read the poem below and analyze its meaning using holistic perspective of philosophy. The poem is entitled The Six Blind Men and the Elephant by John Geoffrey Saxe. The next one, for enrichment activity 2, briefly answer, based from the poem, how did you understand the concept of philosophy? For enrichment activity number 3, differentiate a partial perspective from a holistic perspective. As you can see, we have here a graphic organizer. Then you will write, how did you understand a partial perspective and holistic perspective? You may also include examples as integration. And the last one, for enrichment activity number 4, the story of the elephant and the blind men can be an analogy of our everyday experiences. So what are you going to do is recall an experience where you had disagreements with friends or family over something. Was it resolved? How? If not, how can a more holistic perspective help in resolution? And the last one, for your wrap-up activity, simplify and write the meaning of philosophy using your own words. I hope you learned something today. So if you have questions or clarifications regarding the topic we discussed, feel free to contact your subject teacher through text or call, or you may also post your question in your official Facebook group or page. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.